Good morning to everyone. I am Dr. R. Gandhinati, working as professor in the Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry and Analysis, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Wales Institute of Science, Technology and Advanced Studies, Pallavaram, Chennai. In this presentation, I am going to share the basic information about antibiotics. In this presentation, I'm going to deal about that what are the definition of antibiotics and example for antibiotics. What are the important terms related to antibiotics? What are ideal property to become antibiotics and types of bacteria and classification of antibiotics. Antibiotics. This is a therapeutical solution for the bacterial infection. These terms which are derived from the word antibiosis, which means against life. So the antibiotics are broadly defined as these are the substances which are produced by one microorganism or of biological origin, which at low concentration can inhibit the growth or kill the pathogenic microorganism. These antibiotics, which can taken in a different routes to treat the bacterial infection, antibiotics which are taken by the orally as tablet, capsules, or liquids in the treatment of systemic bacterial infection, and antibiotics can be applied topically as creams, ointments for the treatment of the topical bacterial infection, and antibiotics which are taken as a parenteral formulation, that is a injection formulation given by intramuscular or intravenous, and the parenteral formulations are it is preferred for the severe case of the bacterial infection. This there are two important terms are there. One is antibiotics and another one is antimicrobial agents. Antibiotics are these are the agents which are produced from the microorganism, whereas that antimicrobials or chemotherapeutic agents, these are the agents which are produced by the synthetic. Here I have given two examples to understand the differences between the antibiotic and antimicrobials. Antibiotics, that is a best example is penicillin. This source for the penicillin is a microbial source, that is Penicillium chrysogenum. Whereas the sulfonamides, these are the antimicrobials or chemotherapeutic agents, but these are not obtained from the microbial source. These are obtained by the synthetic procedure. These other important terms related to antibiotics are bactericidal and bacteriostatic. Bactericidal, the term is cidal means killing. That is the agent which kill the bacteria. That is called bactericidal. Then bacteriostatic. The bactericidal antibiotics are acting by inhibiting the cell wall synthesis. Bacteriostatic antibiotics, these are the antibiotics which limit the growth of bacteria by interfering with the bacterial protein production and DNA replications. The bacteriostatic antibiotics are work together with the immune system to remove the microorganism from the body. So here are some examples for the bactericidal and bacteriostatic. Fluoroquinolones. These are the a group of agents which have the common structure of fluoroquinolones, like norfloxacin, ofloxacin. These are the agents used in the treatment of urinary tract infection in the by bactericidal action. The tetracycline is an antibiotic which are used in the bacterial infection, treatment of bacterial infection by the bacteriostatic mechanism. And to become a antibiotic, that molecule should have the ideal properties of the following. First, the molecule to become an antibiotic, it should have the capability of kill, inhibit the growth of pathogens. And an important property is that the molecule antibiotic should not damage the host. It should damage the pathogens in that host, but it should not damage the host. And third important property is it should not produce any allergic reaction to the host. And it also should be soluble in the body fluids, and it should kill the pathogen before they undergoes mutation or resistant. And the antibiotic should be selective toxic and should have long shelf life. These are the ideal properties of to become an antibiotic. And classification of the antibiotic based on the spectrum of active antibiotic. We can classify the antibiotic in two ways. One is broad spectrum antibiotic and another one is narrow spectrum antibiotic. Broad spectrum antibiotic is these are the antibiotics which kill or inhibit the growth of wide range of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. The examples include doxycycline, azithromycin, amoxicillin, clavulanic acid, and fluoroquinolones. The narrow-spectrum antibiotics these are the antibiotics. They inhibit or kill the pathogens only the limited type of bacteria. The examples are vancomycin, vidoxymycin, and all. Then we are talking about that gram positive bacteria, gram negative bacteria. So everyone should must know about that the differences between the positive and gram negative bacteria. The example for gram positive bacteria is Staphylococci, Streptococci, and Listeria species. These all come under the gram positive. E. coli, Salmonella species, and Pseudomonas species come under the gram negative bacteria. And this is a gram staining is an important tool to differentiate the gram positive gram positive and gram negative bacteria. In gram staining, if you get the distinctive purple color appearance, that is indicate the gram positive bacteria, whereas gram negative bacteria will give pale reddish color in the gram staining. And the gram positive bacteria which have thick peptidoglycan layer, whereas gram negative have thin peptidoglycan layer. And no outer lipid membrane is found in the gram positive bacteria, and outer lipid membrane is present in the gram negative bacteria. And teichoic and lipoic acid is present in the gram positive, and these are absent in the gram negative bacteria. Based on the mechanism of action, we can classify the antibiotic as antibiotic act by acting on the inhibiting the cell wall synthesis. The examples are beta-lactam antibiotics such as penicillin, cephalosporins, carbapenems. These all vancomycin, pacitrazine, and all. This antibiotics act by inhibiting folate synthesis or sulfonamides or act by in this mechanism. Then antibiotics act by inhibiting nucleic acid synthesis. Quinolones and rifamycin, these are the antibiotics act by in this mechanism. And antibiotics act by inhibiting protein synthesis. There is tetracyclines, macrolide antibiotics. These all antibiotics which act by in this mechanism. Based on the chemical structure, we can classify the antibiotic as beta-lactam antibiotics, tetracycline antibiotics. First, then lingomycins, macrolides, aminoglycosides, and glycopeptides. Uh, Coming to beta-lactam antibiotics, these are the antibiotics. They have beta-lactam ring in their chemical structure, and penicillins and cephalosporins are come under this classification. The beta-lactam antibiotics are mostly effective against the gram-positive bacteria. These gram beta-lactam antibiotics act by inhibiting the bacterial cell wall synthesis. The inner mechanism how the beta-lactam antibiotics inhibit that cell wall synthesis in the bacteria is, in the bacteria there is a D-alanine transpeptidase is a key enzyme which are involved in the cell wall synthesis of bacteria. Our beta-lactam antibiotics which mimic this D-alanine in their structure, and the which have carbonyl group in that beta lactam antibiotics. This carbonyl group of beta lactam ring complex with this serine molecule of transpeptidase enzyme of the bacteria and inhibit the cell wall synthesis in the bacteria. This this enzyme, the transpeptidase enzyme is which is exhibited exhibited out in that case of the gram positive bacteria, whereas in the gram negative bacteria this enzyme is protected inside the cell membrane. Since in the gram positive bacteria this enzyme is projected out, this beta lactam antibiotics easily act on this gram positive bacteria, whereas it is not active against the gram negative bacteria. The penicillin includes penicillin G, then ampicillin, amoxicillin, methicillin, nafcillin, oxacillin, uh, and more drugs are there. The cephalosporin which include cefazolin, cephalexin, cefoxitin, cefiprime, and all. And this is coming to the second chemical classification, that is tetracycline derivative. This tetracycline derivatives, these tetracycline antibiotics which have linear fused tetracyclic nucleus in their structure, these drugs are acting the following mechanism of action. Tetracyclines passively diffuses through porin channels in the bacterial membrane and reversibly binds to the 30S ribosomal subunit and prevent the binding of transfer messenger RNA and messenger RNA ribosomes complex, and thus prevent the protein synthesis in the bacteria. Coming to the next classification, there is macrolide antibiotics. In the macrolide antibiotics, they have a macro ring in their structure, and these molecules chemically composed of macrocyclic lactone of different ring size, to which one or more deoxy sugar or amino sugar residue is attached. And these macrolide antibiotics act by inhibit the protein synthesis by reversely bind to this 50S ribosomal subunit. In the next classification of there is aminoglycoside antibiotic. These are the broad spectrum antibacterial compound which contains one aminocyclitol ring. This is most common ring is 2-deoxystreptamine, which are linked to the one or more amino sugar by glycosidic bonds. This aminoglycone, which act by inhibiting the bacterial protein synthesis by binding 30S or 50S ribosomal unit of the bacteria. In that way, it acts as an antibactericidal activity. And these are the references I followed for preparing this presentation, and I hope that this presentation may give you some inputs about that basic information about the antibiotics. Thank you so much.